here's a quick tutorial on how I did my shirt that I wore for the Chris Brown concert. I actually purchased my shirt from Urban Outfitters. It was already a muscle tee, and it was already a raw edge on the shirt. So if you do have like a t-shirt with sleeves, you can just take the sleeves off. As you see here in the video, I started with the seams on the sleeves, and I just mimicked where the seams were so I can get a quick raw edge, and it lines up that way. I didn't have to do any measurements. Now you also want to take the collar off the shirt as well, so you can get the arms to hang off a little bit, as you saw on my shirt that I wore. So you just go ahead and you cut around the collar. Same thing, mimic the seams. That way you don't have to do any measurements. So wherever you see a seam at, just cut it off. The next part I did was go ahead and add some slits to the one arm of the shirt, and you just make slits, even slits throughout the sleeve. And that's how I got my shoulder to fall off on the shirt you saw me wear for the concert. It flowed off my shoulder a little bit. And then the other sleeve I left untouched. I did not cut that one. But just make quick, even slits in one sleeve, and you'll get that fall off effect. Now, the next part you want to do is you want to do that ladder effect in the front that you saw. And to do so, you just line up your shirt evenly. That way you can cut the slits in the middle like you see me doing. And it's the same thing, same rotation. You just cut slits evenly throughout the middle of the shirt. So I folded this shirt halfway the other way, if that makes any sense. And then I just started cutting all the way down the middle, even slits. And you can make those slits as long as you want or short as you want. It just depends on your preference on how much you want to show in the middle of your body. And then you go all the way down. Now, this particular t-shirt in this video, I did have to make the bottom of this shirt a raw edge shirt. I didn't want to be restricted with the hem on the bottom of this shirt. So you just cut, same thing like you do on the collar. You cut along the seams, and that'll give you that raw edge effect at the bottom as well, like you see me doing in the video. All right, so once you get that, I made an extra slit so they all will be even. What you want to do is take your shirt back to the middle, face forward, and then you want to start stretching the shirt so you can stretch the cuts that you just made so it doesn't look all even. You want it to be edgy. You want to give it an edgy, seamless look. So that's all I did, was just stretch out the shirt. You're not going to rip it or anything. Just stretch it so you get those strings that look like that, and then you can start to create the ladder effect. And I did that a couple of times. I also took it and stretched it out some more, just so I can have some room to work with. Now, to do the ladder effect in the middle, what you do is take the first part of the shirt that you cut and you loop it over the second part, and then what you do is you take the third one and you loop it over those, and you keep doing it till you get to the bottom. So you're just taking basically the first cut that you make, place it on top of the second one, and then the second one will go over the third one. The third one will go over the fourth one. The fourth one will go over the fifth one, and so on until you get to the bottom of the shirt. Now, once you get to the bottom of the shirt, you want to make sure that everything is lined up. And then this part, you're going to have to cut the last loop you made and the second to the last loop, and those two you're going to tie together, and that's going to keep your ladder effect in place. I'm going to tie it twice, but in the video I only did it once. I had to go back and retie it. You want to tie it a couple of times so it doesn't come loose, and then once you get it, the ties in, what you want to do is go back throughout the ladder and just reposition it like I did. If you want your ladder to be tight, you just move those loops in closer using your fingers, or if you want it loose, you can loosen them apart using your fingers. But I prefer mine to be tight, that way I don't have too much cleavage showing. Now, to get the side loops on the shirt that I made, you just basically do the same thing that you did to the middle of the shirt. Create side slits, even distribute it throughout the edge of the shirt until you get to the bottom, as you can see I'm doing here. And then once you're done, you just stretch it apart, and that'll give you your side loops on the edge of the shirt. As you can see, it's very simple. Basically, you're just cutting even strips in your top to make it cute. And you can cut this however you want it. It doesn't have to necessarily mimic the one I have. But I did add embellishments to the shirt that I wore for the Chris Brown concert. I had some embellishments left from a previous project that I did, so I just used those. I used the E6000 glue as well, and wherever I wanted those embellishments, I just used the glue on the back of the embellishment, and then I just glued them to the shirt. And it's a quick dry. It was dry before the night was over. I actually got my shirt from Urban Outfitters on Tuesday night, and the concert was Wednesday night, so that's how fast it dries. It was actually dry enough for me to try it on. And then if you want some little edgy holes, distress holes, you just cut throughout the shirt, little small holes. Now the one you just saw me cut, the longer one, that's the one I used to put my safety pins in. I did get those safety pins from Amazon. So if you want to add some embellishments to your shirts or your hats, Amazon has some cute ones, and that's where I got those from, and I just added those to my shirt as well. But this shirt I just did a little bit different. I just added some smaller distress holes in it, so it'll give it a different vibe. I think I'm gonna cut the other sleeve as well on this one, so that way I can make it a little bit different from the one I already have. I don't want too many shirts looking the same. Yeah, so this is the part where I added the safety pins that I told you I got from Amazon. So you just add them to that slit, the longer slit that you made in the shirt, and you just evenly put them in. I'll place them however you want them. I just placed them evenly across the slit that I had already made for the shirt, and that's how I got those the cute diamond look on the shirt that I wore for the concert. And you just keep doing it till you get to the end of the row. Now, if you want that same loop diamond I did on my Chris Brown concert shirt, you just take the same embellishments you used throughout the shirt, and I just looped it. I just glued it on both ends and looped it to give it a different look. And you'll see me do that here in the video as well. So I just glued the tip first, placed it where I wanted it to go. And then once I got it placed, I glued the bottom of the chain as well. And then I looped it where I wanted that to be. And it'll give it a